Will not do. Okay, now say that again. Please start over. We're with Miss Lauren from the Reach program. Your title is what?
So I'm the project coordinator for Reach the Future.
Yes, okay.
So I'm the only employee with this program, but we have an awesome working board and program sponsors. I don't know if you remember Patsy and Nisi, but they're program sponsors, and they're the ones that started the program and volunteer their time to make sure that we fundraise enough money to send these kids to college.
Incredible program. It started from 3rd grade, and it was the only program of such in America, from what I gather. So, right? I mean,
we're
2nd grade.
Reach for the Future.
The Reach for the
Future. We're based on a national program called the I Have a Dream Foundation. So this model is not new. But we are our own nonprofit, our own little small entity.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell me about Sebastian. You were saying about him not liking school. Because that's really huge. I want to go back to that moment because you spent time with him, and I like to hear this story from your perspective as well.
So Sebastian didn't always like school, and he didn't like coming to the after-school program either. But luckily, Dad made him come almost every single day. You got him there to the Boys and Girls Club, and you worked really, really, really hard. You were determined, which was different than a lot of other students who didn't like school in elementary school. You were willing to put in the hard work. And I have to tell you, by the end of your 3rd grade year, so after 2 years of coming to the Reach program, you were coming to both sessions of the after-school program. Do you remember that? You were only required to come to one after-school tutoring session, and you were choosing to come to both. And you had made leaps and bounds in those 2 years that we worked together. I was so sad when you told me you were leaving, not only because I was going to miss you, but because I was worried that you were going to go back to the student that you were when we first got you in 2nd grade. I really thought he was going to revert back to not liking school, to not doing well. And so then now, when I get your report cards and your progress reports and you're getting like A's and B's, I was like, this is not the kid. This is not the same kid that we were talking about in 2nd grade. And I mean, just, you know, it's really heartwarming to see how far you've come. And I have to tell you too, I don't know if I think you knew this because I think I got your permission way back in 3rd grade, but we do an annual auction as our big fundraiser every year at the end of every school year, where a bunch of our community supporters come in and we try to fundraise money to send you guys to college. And that the end of the 3rd grade year, so the end of the 2010 school year, I think it was, I wrote my auction speech about Sebastian and about the progress that he had made in our program. I have it on my computer that I can bring it up.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
No, because he had been the most improved, I mean, markedly in 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it on my computer. I can bring it up. Wow. I know.
Yeah, you like to see that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I know.
I was concerned too. I was concerned too. It was some anger.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that, and
I mean, you would literally come in and like punch walls, and we went. I know you were angry.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
He wasn't with his brother. You know, he wasn't with his mom, and you know, I don't think we ever really got into why you were kind of angry, but
yeah, I don't even know to this day, to be honest with you.
Do you remember that at all?
I mean, partial reason why is because I was just an angry person.
It was a long time ago.
I was just an angry person.
Yeah.
I didn't get along with some of the students. I mean, over time, I got along with them and built friendships with them. But at first, it was like, you know, I didn't want to talk to y'all. I didn't want to mess with y'all.
Yeah.
I just want to be by myself.
So. Yeah. And we kind of wouldn't let that happen, would we?
I was a lot like that. That was a lot like that.
Oh, were you?
I still am. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends, a lot of people, but I don't want to associate with a lot of people. You know, so that's interesting. I mean, just hearing this now for the first time, you know, a decade later. But you
trips, Gonzaga.
Yeah, we actually have a picture of you. The whole group is sitting together, and you're sitting by a tree, off by yourself.
Stop.
I'm not kidding.
You need to stop.
I mean, it's funny now because he's not like that.
Right. Oh my
yeah,
God.
I know. And so for me to see how we began to how you're like finishing this journey, it's just incredible.
Oh my
you know?
God. This is
I mean, you seem so soft spoken. Yeah.
Over the years, I didn't have, you know, since I played sports, you gotta get along with your teammates.
Oh, yeah.
Build, you know, chemistry, you know, friendships and stuff. You play together as a unit. That alone, I knew in the classroom, because when I first came down here, it was like, not down here, but in Texas, it was hard. It was a whole different system down there. Like, they were not playing. I was so behind, but, you know, it was like, you know what? People
So behind. Sorry to interrupt. So behind in school or so behind in athletics?
Behind. I didn't do, well, I did Little League football. I was behind. I didn't know I played the sport. But in school, I was behind. Like, they had to put me in one little cluster of students that, you know, not slow, but like
just needed a little extra.
Yeah, a little extra push. And, you know, and then people were bullying me. So I was just like, you know, I didn't like that. So, you know, I was determined to do better in school. And I think that's where the academics part kicked in. So,
you know, because you can really go either way. You know, and the fact that you chose to turn this into a positive and, you know, decide that I'm going to show those people, you know, I'm going to be determined, I'm going to do this, and you're doing it. You're going to be a senior. You're getting recruited all over the place to go play. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't take you just because you're a good player. I mean, they want to see that academic piece.
Oh, yeah, they ask for it. Every coach I've talked to, how's your academics? How's your school? Test, and that's all they ask for. Then they ask for, you know, your athletics part and all that. But academics is first. Yep. Awesome. So they always say, academics come first. So,
well, I think you've done a remarkable job in just caring, because we're at a time now where people are just collecting paychecks for their services, so-called, that they're providing to our young people. And I know what I see because my mother was a teacher. I went through all that discipline with you know, she was a teacher. So there's certain things you acceptable and unacceptable.
Yeah.
And so, and I've been through all the levels of school that I went through, including high school, junior college, and college, and receiving a BA. I know what a good instructor is, one that cares. I had an instructor that sat down with me in junior college in English, one-on-one, me and him, and he showed that I thought he didn't care, but he showed me on a snow day. I showed up one day, it was snowy, and I showed up at class, and I realized I was the only fool there, and I thought he was going to let me go, and that was the night that I didn't read. And he caught me not knowing, did not read what was supposed to be read for school. And he took time out, and just kind of like you had done. So that stuff is important. So I commend you on what you really do that made a difference. It made a difference. Really did make a difference in his life. Right? All the teachers, there's you and there's another teacher he remembers distinctively. And that's very powerful, right? So I'd like to know more about the scholarship program. I know he gets some type of device to help him with his academics in the future to come. Yeah. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
So, so a part of my job is to write grants, obviously, to help fund our nonprofit. And I've been trying for 2 years now to get all of our kids laptop computers because obviously in this digital age, you guys are going to need to have a nice working laptop computer. And so actually the Hagen Foundation, a local nonprofit, a local foundation here in Spokane, stepped up and gave us money to buy each one of our students brand new laptop computers. And so every kid gets a brand new laptop computer, comes in this box. And it is the property of Reach for the Future until you graduate high school and enroll in a post-secondary program. Because obviously if you don't go to college, you don't have a need for a laptop, right? But at that time, when you graduate high school and then go to college, it becomes yours. But treat it as if it's yours. If it becomes lost, damaged, or stolen, you don't have to pay it back. You just have the consequences. You just don't have a computer. But other than that, it's treat it as if it's yours, because I expect never to see this again, because I know you're going to graduate and I know you're going to go to college. So, yeah.
What do you say, Sebastian?
Thank you.
You are welcome. So, I uploaded Microsoft Word and, Microsoft Office onto the computer. So that's ready to go for you, but I want to show you something because it's kind of silly and finicky, because they're trying to get you to upgrade. And you don't need to do that because we've already purchased the software. But have you ever heard of Office 365?
I heard of it. Never.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, that's what I put on your computer, so you have the PowerPoint. Oh, yeah. That's 365. Oh,
okay. Yeah. So he doesn't have 365 on this computer, but if you already have a product license, you might be able to upload it. We just have standard Office 2016, but whenever you click to open one of these programs, it'll say, see how quickly it powers up and everything? It'll say, let's get started. Do a free trial, buy Microsoft Office, enter your product key. We've already bought it, so don't do that. Just, I don't know how to get rid of this.
Okay.
So you just X out, and then you just go straight to your Word. I don't know why it does that. I don't know how to get rid of that promotional thing. Are you typing, Millie? So, it's all ready to go. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it should... So it doesn't have a password on here, so I would recommend you putting a password on. It does have this Reach for the Future. No, it doesn't. Yours doesn't. Okay. District 81 made us put stickers on all the kids because they have the same computers, but since you're in Texas, it's not going to be a big deal. But that's it. I don't know if you want to play around with it or not, but here it is. It's a beauty. And
congratulations.
Congratulations. In here and everything too. So.
Congratulations. That's incredible. Incredible deal. Remarkable. Actually remarkable.
Yeah. It's a touchscreen too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've really earned your first scholarship.
Yeah. I know. I was so excited to be able to tell the kids that we got them computers, and because most of the students at home don't have a nice working computer, or there's 5 people trying to use a computer at once, or it's outdated, or they don't have the software, and so we just thought it was a huge need for these kids to be successful, to have their own computer. So it's one less thing you guys have to worry about when you go to college next year, because there's going to be a lot.
Yeah. So can I get you guys to say reach for the future?
1, 2, 3. Reach for the future.
Spokane, Washington, America.